Hello, amazing viewers. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that touches every heart. The heavy burden of holding on to anger. Life throws us curveballs, moments of betrayal, unfair setbacks, or crushing disappointments that spark frustration or even rage. These feelings can shake our core. They make us feel lost, defeated, or stuck in a cycle of bitterness. But here's the truth. Anger doesn't have to define who you are. It's a natural reaction to life's challenges, not a permanent state. Letting go of that resentment is the key to unlocking peace. It heals your spirit and helps you grow stronger. Join us as we share powerful, uplifting wisdom. Let it guide you toward forgiveness, gratitude, and a calmer, more joyful you. Let's start this transformative journey together. 1 milliampere, naging, and overcoming anger. Welcome back, friends, to part 2 of our journey through the stormy waters of anger. Now that we've unpacked why anger can be so destructive, let's focus on how to tame it. Anger might feel like a wildfire, but you have the tools to douse the flames and reclaim your peace. This part is all about practical strategies, simple, powerful ways to manage your emotions. Let go of resentment and build a calmer, stronger you. Ready? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the power of the pause. When anger hits, it's like a freight train barreling through your mind, urging you to react right now. But here's a game changer: you don't have to. That moment when your blood starts to boil, that's your cue to stop. Breathe and count to 10. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but it works. Those few seconds give your brain a chance to catch up, to shift from impulse to intention. Try it next time someone pushes your buttons. Take a deep breath, count slowly, and watch how the urge to explode starts to fade. It's like hitting the brakes before a crash. Breathing is more than just a pause, it's a lifeline. When you're angry, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Heart racing, muscles tense. Deep, slow breaths can flip that switch. Picture this: you're in a heated argument, and the words are about to fly. Instead, you step back. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Do it 3 times. Feel that tension loosen. That's your nervous system calming down, giving you back control. It's not magic, it's biology, and it's always there for you. Now, let's talk about perspective. Anger often comes from a story you're telling yourself. They disrespected me, or this isn't fair. Those stories feel real, but they're not the whole truth. Try this step outside your own head. Ask, what's going on with them? Maybe that rude coworker is stressed about a sick kid. Maybe your friend's sharp tone comes from their own bad day. Seeing their side doesn't mean excusing bad behavior. It means freeing yourself from taking it personally. It's like loosening a knot in your chest, letting you respond with clarity instead of heat. Another key: reframe the situation. Anger thrives on feeling like you've been wronged. But what if you saw challenges differently? Say you're stuck in a long line, fuming. Instead of thinking, "This is wasting my time," try, "This is a chance to practice patience." Or when someone snaps at you, think, "Their anger is their problem, not mine." This shift isn't about ignoring reality, it's about choosing how you define it. You can't control the world, but you can control the lens you view it through. That's power. Let's get practical with triggers. Everyone has them, those little things that set you off, like a snarky comment or a messy house. The trick is knowing yours. Take a moment to reflect what gets under your skin. Write it down. Maybe it's feeling ignored or disrespected. Once you name your triggers, you can prepare for them. If you know criticism sets you off, practice a go-to response. Like, "Thanks for the feedback. I'll think it over." It's like having a shield ready before the arrows fly. Speaking of preparation, let's talk about self-talk. Your inner voice shapes how you handle anger. When you're mad, that voice might scream, "They can't treat me like this," but you can train it to say something else. Like, "I'm bigger than this moment." Try repeating a calming phrase. When you feel the heat rising, "I choose peace." Or, "This will pass." It's like reprogramming your mind, turning down the volume on anger and turning up the calm. Over time, those words become your anchor. Now, let's address the big one, letting go. Holding on to anger is like carrying a backpack full of rocks. It weighs you down. And for what? Forgiving doesn't mean saying, "What they did was okay." It means saying, "I'm not letting this control me anymore." Start small. Think of someone who's annoyed you lately. Picture releasing that grudge. Like dropping a stone into a river. Feel the lightness. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. It's the ultimate act of self-care, freeing your heart to focus on what matters. But what about when forgiveness feels impossible? Maybe the hurt runs deep, a betrayal, a loss, something that still stings. That's okay. Letting go is a process, not a switch. Try this. Write a letter you'll never send. Pour out every ounce of anger, hurt, and pain. Don't hold back. Then, when you're done, tear it up or burn it. It's a symbolic release, a way to externalize the pain so it doesn't fester inside. You might need to do it more than once, and that's fine. Healing takes time. Mindfulness is another powerhouse tool. Anger pulls you into the past, reliving what happened or the future. Plotting revenge. Mindfulness keeps you here. Now, try a quick exercise wherever you are. Notice 5 things you can see. 4. You can touch. 3. You can hear. 2. You can smell. 1. You can taste. It grounds you, pulling you out of anger's spiral. Or focus on your breath, feeling the air move in and out. These moments of presence are like a reset button for your emotions. Let's talk about redirecting energy. Anger is raw fuel. It wants to go somewhere. Instead of letting it explode, channel it. Go for a run. Punch a pillow. Or crank up some music and dance it out. Physical movement burns off that adrenaline, leaving you clearer-headed. Or try creative outlets, paint, write, or even cook something spicy to match your mood. The goal is to express, not suppress. You're not ignoring your anger, you're giving it a healthy outlet so it doesn't eat you alive. Humor can be a surprising ally. Anger makes everything feel heavy, but laughter lightens the load. Next time you're mad, try finding the absurd in the situation. Maybe you're fuming over a spilled drink. Imagine it as a dramatic slow-motion movie scene. Or if someone's being rude, picture them as a grumpy cartoon character. It's not about denying your feelings, it's about breaking anger's grip with a smile. You can't laugh and rage at the same time. One has to give. Connection is another antidote. Anger isolates, but reaching out does the opposite. Call a friend, hug a pet, or even chat with a stranger. Human connection reminds you you're not alone. Share what's got you riled up, not to vent endlessly, but to feel heard. Sometimes, just saying, "I'm so mad right now," to someone who listens can take the edge off. It's like opening a pressure valve, letting the steam escape before it builds up. Let's not forget gratitude. Anger focuses you on what's wrong, but gratitude shifts your eyes to what's right. Try this when you're upset. List 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe it's a sunny day, a good coffee, or a kind text from a friend. This isn't about ignoring the bad stuff. It's about balancing your perspective. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, and the less room anger has to take root. Self-compassion is key. 2. Sometimes, you're not just mad at the world, you're mad at yourself. Maybe you feel like you failed or didn't handle something well. Instead of beating yourself up, try this talk to yourself, like you'd talk to a friend. "Hey, you're doing your best. It's okay to mess up." This gentleness disarms the inner critic that fuels anger, helping you find peace from within. You're human, not a robot. Give yourself grace. Now, let's address the long game. Managing anger isn't just about dousing flare-ups, it's about building habits. Start a daily practice, even if it's just 5 minutes. Meditate, journal, or reflect on your day. Ask, what made me angry today? How did I handle it? What can I do better? This builds self-awareness, helping you catch anger before it snowballs. It's like training for a marathon, one step at a time. You get stronger. Boundaries matter. 2. Sometimes, anger comes from letting others cross your lines. Learn to say no, calmly but firmly. If someone's behavior keeps sparking your anger, set limit. Maybe it's less time with a toxic friend or a clear conversation about respect. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. Letting in what nurtures you and keeping out what doesn't. They're a gift to yourself and your peace. Finally, embrace love over hate. Anger often stems from hurt, but love healing. Kind, patient love can soothe it. Love yourself enough to choose calm. Love others enough to forgive their flaws. Love life enough to let go of grudges. It's not easy, especially when the world feels cruel. But every time you choose love, you're choosing freedom. You're saying, "My peace is worth more than this fight." That's the heart of part 2. Managing anger is about taking back control, not through force, but through pause, perspective, and compassion. These tools aren't just quick fixes, they're a path to a lighter, freer you. Stay with us for part 3, where we'll dive into timeless wisdom from philosophy to deepen your journey beyond anger. To understanding anger. Welcome to part 1 of our journey, where we unpack the heavy weight of anger and why it can drag us down. Anger is a fire that sparks fast. It flares up when life feels unfair, when someone wrongs us, or when things just don't go our way. It's like a storm in your chest, clouding your thoughts and pushing you to act in ways you might regret. But here's the thing, anger isn't just a feeling, it's a choice. One that can cost you dearly if you let it take the wheel. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, late for something important, and someone cuts you off. Your blood boils, your hands grip the wheel, and suddenly, you're shouting at a stranger who can't even hear you. That moment feels powerful, like you're in control. But are you? Anger tricks you into thinking it's strength, when really, it's a trap. It isolates you, making you feel alone in a world that's already tough enough. It's like a poison you drink, hoping someone else will suffer. Why is anger so harmful? For one, it clouds your judgment. When you're mad, you stop seeing clearly. You might snap at a friend, say something cruel, or make a choice that haunts you later. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. Anger also hurts your body. It spikes your heart rate, tightens your muscles, and floods you with stress. Over time, the tension builds up, wearing you down like a machine running too hot. Studies show chronic anger can lead to heart problems, weakened immunity, even a shorter life. That's the brutal cost we're talking about. But it's not just about you. Anger ripples outward. It strains friendships, breaks families, and sows conflict. Think of a time you lashed out. Maybe you felt justified in the moment, but later, you saw the hurt in someone's eyes. That's the thing about anger. It cuts both ways. You might aim it at someone else, but it always slices through you first. It's a sword with no handle, impossible to wield without getting hurt. Now, let's get real. Everyone gets angry. It's wired into us. A survival tool from way back when we needed to fight off threats. But today, most of our battles aren't with predators, they're with co-workers, family, or even our own expectations. Holding on to anger in these moments is like using a sledgehammer to crack a walnut. It's overkill, and it leaves a mess. The truth is, anger often comes from feeling powerless. When life doesn't bend to your will, it's tempting to rage against it. But that rage doesn't fix anything. It just deepens the wound. Here's a hard truth. Anger thrives on control. When you're furious, you're trying to force the world to make sense, to punish someone for breaking your rules. But the world doesn't work that way. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Injustice will sting. Clinging to anger in those moments is like gripping a hot coal. You're the one who gets burned. The real power lies in letting go, in choosing not to let someone else's actions dictate your peace. Think about someone you know who's always angry. Maybe it's a coworker who grumbles about everything, or a relative who holds grudges for years. How do they seem? Happy? Fulfilled? Probably not. Chronic anger is like a weight they carry everywhere, dragging them down. It's not just a mood, it's a mindset that traps them in a cycle of blame and bitterness. They're not winning at life, they're losing to their own emotions. That's what anger does when you let it fester. It doesn't solve problems, it creates them. Let's flip the script. Imagine someone who stays calm. Even when things go wrong, they're not weak, they're unshakable. They don't let a rude comment or a bad day steal their peace. That's not because they're perfect. It's because they've learned something crucial. Anger is a signal, not a strategy. It's your mind saying, something's off. But instead of exploding, they pause, reflect, and choose a better path. That's real strength, the kind that doesn't need to shout to be heard. So, why do we get angry? Often, it's about expectations. We want life to be fair, people to be kind, or success to come easy. When reality doesn't match that picture, we feel cheated. Anger is our protest against that gap. But here's a secret: life isn't fair, and it never promised to be. People will act selfishly. Systems will fail. The sooner you accept that, the less power anger has over you. It's not about giving up, it's about redirecting your energy to what you can control your response. Anger also loves to feed on itself. One small irritation, a snarky email, a spilled coffee can spiral into a full-blown bad day if you let it. It's like a fire that spreads, burning through your patience and clarity. Before you know it, you're snapping at everyone, not because they deserve it, but because you're caught in anger's grip. That's why it's so dangerous. It distorts reality, making mountains out of molehills and enemies out of allies. Here's another angle. Anger often masks deeper feelings. Maybe you're not just mad, you're hurt, scared, or ashamed. That argument with your partner, it might be less about the dishes and more about feeling unheard. That rage at your boss, maybe it's fear of failing. Anger is like a shield, hiding those softer, scarier émotions. But shields are heavy, and they block connection. When you're too busy being mad, you miss the chance to understand what's really going on inside you. Let's talk about the stories we tell ourselves. When you're angry, your mind spins a narrative. They disrespected me, or I deserve better. Those stories feel true, but they're often one-sided. They keep you stuck, replaying the offense like a bad movie. The truth is, most people aren't out to get you. They're just living their own messy lives. That driver who cut you off, probably just distracted, not evil. That friend who snapped at you, maybe they're stressed, not hateful. Seeing their side doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it frees you from taking it personally. Anger also has a sneaky way of making you feel righteous. When you're mad, you're the hero of your own story, fighting the good fight. But that's an illusion. Righteous anger might feel good for a moment, but it rarely leads to anything productive. It's like shouting into the wind. You exhaust yourself, and nothing changes. Real change comes from clarity, not chaos. When you're calm, you can think, plan, and act with purpose. Anger just makes noise. Now, let's address the myth that anger is empowering. Some people think it fuels courage or gets results. Sure, it can spark action, but it's sloppy fuel. Anger-driven decisions are like drunk texts, impulsive, messy, and hard to take back. Think of a time you acted out of rage. Did it solve the problem, or did it create new ones? Exactly. Anger might push you forward, but it's just as likely to trip you up. Here's a final thought for this part. Anger is temporary, but its consequences can last. A harsh word can end a friendship. A rash choice can derail your goals. The damage isn't just external, it's internal. 2. Every time you give in to anger, you reinforce a habit, making it easier to lose control next time. Over years, that habit shapes who you are, turning you into someone you might not like. But the flip side is just as true. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you build a stronger, wiser version of yourself. That's the heart of part 1. Anger is a natural response, but it's a lousy leader. It promises power, but delivers pain, hurting your health, relationships, and peace of mind. The good news: you don't have to be its prisoner. By understanding why anger grabs you and how it works, you're already taking the first step toward freedom. Stick with us for part 2, where we'll explore practical ways to tame that fire and replace it with something better: peace, clarity, and control. 3. Practical wisdom and virtue. Welcome to part 4, the final leg of our journey to conquer anger and embrace a life of peace. We've explored why anger hurts, how to manage it, and what ancient philosophies teach us. Now, let's bring it home with practical ways to live virtuously every day. This isn't about grand gestures, it's about small, intentional choices that build resilience, gratitude, and inner calm. By weaving self-discipline, simplicity, and acceptance into your life, you can transform anger into strength. Let's dive into how to make that happen. Living virtuously starts with knowing what matters to you. Virtue isn't a dusty old word. It's about acting with integrity, kindness, and courage. Picture this: someone cuts you off in traffic, and your first instinct is to honk and yell. Instead, you take a deep breath and let it go. That's virtue in action, choosing what aligns with your best self, not your worst impulses. Ask yourself daily, what kind of person do I want to be? Let that guide your responses, especially when anger tempts you to lash out. Self-discipline is your foundation. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up for yourself. Start with a morning routine. Spend 5 minutes journaling your intentions today. I'll stay calm when things go wrong. Or try a quick meditation, focusing on your breath to center your mind. These habits are like workouts for your soul, building the muscle to pause before reacting. When anger strikes, that discipline kicks in, helping you choose peace over chaos. It's like having a steady hand on the wheel, no matter the storm. Simplicity is another key. Anger often grows in cluttered lives. Too many demands, too much noise. Strip things down. Declutter your space, your schedule, even your thoughts. Say no to commitments that drain you. Limit time on social media, where anger festers in endless arguments. Instead, carve out moments for what fills you up. A walk in nature, a good book, a chat with a friend. Simplicity isn't emptiness, it's clarity. It's like clearing fog from a window, letting you see life's beauty. Gratitude shifts everything. Anger fixates on what's wrong, but gratitude highlights what's right. Try this every evening. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's a warm meal, a kind word, or just being alive. On tough days, dig deeper. Find something small, like the sound of rain. This practice rewires your brain, making it harder for anger to take root. It's not about ignoring pain, it's about balancing it with joy. Gratitude is like sunlight, warming even the coldest moments. Acceptance is your anchor. Life will never be perfect. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail, and unfairness will sting. Fighting that reality fuels anger. Accepting it frees you. When something goes wrong, say, "This is part of life. It's not giving up, it's letting go of the need to control what you can't. Imagine you lose a job. Anger might scream. This isn't fair. Acceptance says, okay, what's my next step? It's like surfing a wave, you don't fight it. You ride it. Resilience is your superpower. Life will knock you down, but you can always get up. When anger tempts you to dwell on a slight, choose to move forward. Try this after a frustrating moment. Do something positive. Call a friend. Exercise. Or tackle a task. It's like hitting reset, proving to yourself you're stronger than your emotions. Resilience isn't about never feeling angry. It's about bouncing back faster each time. Every step forward builds a tougher you. Inner peace is the goal. And it's not as elusive as it sounds. It's not about never feeling upset. It's about not letting anger define you. Picture a lake. Storms ripple the surface, but the depths stay calm. You can be that lake. When anger hits, return to your tools, breathe, reframe, reflect. Over time, these become second nature, like a reflex. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you build, choice by choice, day by day. It's your safe harbor, always within reach. Self-reflection keeps you on track. Each night, ask, how did I handle anger today? What worked, what didn't? Maybe you stayed calm during a work spat but snapped at home. Learn from it. Write it down or just think it through. This isn't about guilt, it's about growth. Reflection is like a mirror, showing you who you are and who you're becoming. It helps you catch patterns, like triggers or habits, so you can tweak them. Small adjustments add up to big change. Moderation balances your life. Anger thrives on extremes, all or nothing thinking, like they always ruin everything. Counter it with balance. Eat well, sleep enough, move your body. Avoid overreacting to small slights or underreacting to big issues. If a coworker's comment stings, don't ignore it or explode, address it calmly. Moderation is like tuning an instrument too tight, and it snaps. Too loose, and it's flat. Find the sweet spot, and your life hums with harmony. Courage faces anger head-on. It's not just about standing up to others, it's about confronting your own emotions. When you're mad, don't run from it or let it run you. Name it. I'm angry because I feel disrespected. Then ask, what's the best way to handle this? Maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it's letting go. Courage means choosing the path that aligns with your values, even when it's hard. It's like stepping into a ring, not to fight, but to dance with your emotions. Honesty guides your moral compass. Anger often tempts you to bend the truth, exaggerating someone's fault or justifying your outburst. Stay true. If you're wrong, own it. If someone hurts you, speak up with clarity, not venom. Honesty isn't just about words. It's about living authentically. When your actions match your beliefs, anger loses its grip. It's like building a house on rock solid, unshakable, no matter the storm. Compassion ties you to others. Anger separates. But compassion connects. When someone sparks your rage, try seeing them as human, flawed, struggling, just like you. Maybe they snapped because they're overwhelmed. Offer a kind word instead of a sharp one. This isn't weakness, it's strength. Compassion also extends to yourself. When you mess up, don't spiral into self-anger. Say, "I'm learning." It's like a bridge, linking you to others and to your own heart. Justice drives your purpose. Anger often feels righteous. But true justice is calm and fair. If someone wrongs you, don't seek revenge. Seek resolution. Set boundaries. Speak truth. Or walk away if needed. Justice means acting for the greater good, not just your ego. Imagine a friend betrays you. Instead of cutting them off in anger, have an honest talk. If they can't change, let go with dignity. It's like planting a seed for fairness, not destruction. Patience is your ally. Anger demands instant action, but patience waits. When you're upset, delay your response. Sleep on it, walk it off, or just breathe. Time softens the edges, revealing what matters. If you're mad at a family member, don't fire off a text, give it a day. You'll often find the issue shrinks or a better solution appears. Patience is like a river, carving through rock slowly but surely, shaping your life with grace. Your character, not your possessions, defines you. Anger often ties to external things, status, money, respect. Let them go. Who are you when no one's watching? That's what matters. Build a life around integrity, kindness, and resilience. When anger tempts you to prove yourself, pause. You don't need to shout to be heard. Your actions speak louder. It's like crafting a sculpture. Every choice shapes the masterpiece of you. Finally, embrace lifelong learning. Anger is a teacher, showing you where you're stuck or what you value. Each flare-up is a lesson. Maybe you learn you need better boundaries or more rest. Stay curious. Read about Stoicism, practice mindfulness, or talk to wise friends. Growth never stops. It's like climbing a mountain. Every step reveals a new view, and the journey itself is the reward. That's part 4, your guide to living virtuously by choosing self-discipline, simplicity, gratitude, and acceptance. You turn anger into an opportunity for growth. These aren't just ideas, they're a way of life. Building a resilient, peaceful you. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Keep practicing, keep growing, and let's make peace our legacy. 4 philosophical perspectives on anger. Welcome back, everyone, to Part 3 of our exploration into mastering anger. We've uncovered why anger hurts and how to manage it with practical tools. Now, let's dive deeper, drawing on timeless wisdom from Stoic, Taoist, and Hellenistic philosophies. These ancient thinkers saw anger not as a flaw to fight, but as a misunderstanding of life's nature. Their insights offer a roadmap to rise above anger, align with reason, and find lasting peace. Let's explore how their ideas can transform the way we live. First, let's start with the Stoics, who believed anger stems from misplaced expectations. Life is unpredictable, people fail us, plans crumble, and injustice stings. To a Stoic, getting mad is like yelling at a storm for raining. It's pointless. Instead, they urge us to focus on what we control: our thoughts, actions, and responses. Imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam, fuming. A Stoic would say, You can't move the cars, but you can choose not to let this steal your calm. Try this when anger flares. Ask, is this in my control? If not, let it go. If it is, act with clarity, not rage. This shift is freedom. Stoics also teach that anger comes from judging events as bad. But what if nothing is inherently good or bad? Only our perceptions make it so. Someone insults you, and you feel attacked. A Stoic would pause and think, their words are just sounds unless I decide they harm me. This isn't about ignoring pain, it's about stripping it of power. Next time you're upset, try labeling the event neutrally. They said this. It happened. Then choose your response. It's like stepping back from a painting to see the whole picture, not just the smudge that caught your eye. Now, let's turn to Taoism, which sees anger as a disruption of life's natural flow. Picture a river when it's blocked. It rages and floods. Anger is like that, a resistance to what is. Taoists say, go with the current. If someone cuts you off in traffic, don't fight the moment. Accept it. Flow past it. This doesn't mean passivity, it means aligning with reality. Try this when you're angry. Take a deep breath and say, this is how it is right now. It's like loosening your grip on a rope you've been tugging in vain. Peace follows acceptance. Taoism also values simplicity and presence. Anger often pulls us into the past, replaying slights or the future, plotting revenge. But the present is where life happens. Imagine you're mad about a co-worker's snide remark. Instead of stewing, notice the moment, the warmth of your coffee cup, the hum of the office. This grounds you, pulling you out of anger's spiral. Taoist wisdom reminds us to live lightly, like a leaf on the wind, not weighed down by grudges. Ask yourself, what's here? Now. The answer often dissolves the rage. Hellenistic thinkers, like the Epicureans and skeptics, add another layer. They saw anger as a symptom of chasing false goals, status, wealth, or others' approval. Epicureans argued that true happiness comes from simple pleasures, good food, friendship, a quiet mind. If you're angry because someone got the promotion you wanted, an Epicurean would say, why chase what doesn't bring lasting joy? Shift your focus to what you have: a cozy evening, a kind word. It's like trading a stormy sea for a calm shore. Skeptics, meanwhile, questioned the certainty behind anger. You're furious because you think someone wronged you. But are you sure your story is true? Maybe they didn't mean to hurt you. Maybe you misread their tone. Skeptics urge us to suspend judgment, to hold our conclusions lightly. Next time you're mad, try saying, I might be wrong about this. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room, letting fresh air in. Doubt doesn't weaken you. It frees you from anger's rigid grip. All these philosophies agree on one thing: anger thrives on ignorance. The Stoics say we're ignorant of what we can control. Taoists say we're ignorant of life's flow. Hellenistic thinkers say we're ignorant of what truly matters. This isn't about being stupid. It's about missing the bigger picture. Think of a time you were angry, then later laughed at how small it seemed. That's the clarity philosophy offers. It's a lens to see life as it is, not as your emotions paint it. Let's get practical. Stoicism gives us a daily exercise premeditation. Each morning, imagine things going wrong. A rude email. A cancelled plan. Don't dwell on the negative, just prepare. Say, if this happens, I'll stay calm and choose my response. It's like a mental rehearsal, building resilience before the day begins. Try it for a week. You'll notice anger loses its edge when you're ready for life's curveballs. It's not about expecting the worst, it's about trusting your strength. Taoist practice emphasizes stillness. Anger is loud, chaotic. Counter it with quiet. Set aside 5 minutes daily to sit silently, focusing on your breath or a single word. Like peace. When your mind wanders to anger, gently bring it back. This trains you to stay centered, like a tree unmoved by a storm. Over time, you'll find anger passes through you, not sticks to you. It's a skill, and like any skill, it grows with practice. Hellenistic wisdom encourages reflection. Epicureans would ask, is this anger worth your happiness? Keep a journal. Each night, write about a moment you got angry. What sparked it? Was it tied to something fleeting, like pride or envy? Then write one thing you're grateful for. This shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Starving anger of fuel. Skeptics might add, challenge your assumptions. If you were mad at a friend, list 3 other reasons they might have acted that way. It opens your mind, softening the edge of rage. These philosophies also stress virtue. For Stoics, virtue is reason, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Acting with virtue means responding to anger with fairness, not spite. If someone wrongs you, don't curse them. Set a boundary with dignity. Taoists see virtue as harmony, living in tune with nature's rhythms. Instead of raging at a delay, see it as part of life's dance. Hellenistic thinkers tie virtue to a life well lived, free from chasing empty goals. Choose actions that align with your values, not your temper. Let's talk about self-mastery. Stoics say, you're only free when you control your reactions. If someone can make you angry, they own you. Imagine a coworker snaps at you. Instead of snapping back, you smile and say, I hear you. Let's sort this out. You've just reclaimed your power. Taoists would add that true mastery is effortlessness, letting go of anger like a leaf falls from a tree. Practice small surrenders daily. Let a rude driver go. Forgive a minor slight. Each choice builds a habit of peace. Hellenistic thinkers remind us of community, anger isolatus, but we're social creatures. Epicureans valued friendship as a shield against distress. When you're angry, reach out to a trusted friend, not to vent, but to connect. Share a laugh, a memory. It reminds you of what matters. Skeptics would say, don't assume you're alone in your anger. Others feel it too. Knowing that softens the edges, making it easier to let go. You're not fighting this battle solo. These philosophies aren't just old ideas, they're practical tools. Stoicism teaches us to question our judgments. Taoism shows us to flow with life. Hellenistic thought urges us to seek what truly fulfills. Together, they offer a way to see anger as a teacher, not a tyrant. It's like a signpost saying, you're off track. Use it to realign with reason, harmony, and purpose. Anger doesn't have to rule you. It can guide you to a wiser, calmer life. Let's address the modern twist. Today, We're bombarded with reasons to be angry social media spats. News headlines, endless stress. Stoics would say, filter what you let in. Limit time on toxic platforms. Taoist might add, find balance. Spend time in nature to reset your soul. Hellenistic thinkers would urge simplicity, cut out noise, focus on real connections. These ancient ideas feel tailor-made for our chaotic world, helping us carve out peace amid the storm. One final gem philosophy sees anger as a chance to grow. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you're sculpting your character. Stoics call this living according to nature, your rational, human nature. Taoists see it as aligning with the universe's rhythm. Hellenistic thinkers view it as pursuing a good life. Each moment of anger is a test, a chance to practice virtue and wisdom. Pass it, and you're not just calmer, you're stronger, freer, more you. That's the core of part 3. Stoic, Taoist, and Hellenistic wisdom show us that anger is a misunderstanding of control, reality, and what matters. By embracing reason, flow, and simplicity, we can rise above it, building a life of peace and purpose. Join us for part 4, where we'll explore how to live these truths every day, turning wisdom into action. That's a wrap. Friends, we've explored anger's heavy toll and how to break free. It's not about never feeling mad, it's about choosing peace over pain. Embrace self-discipline, gratitude, and forgiveness to build a life of calm strength. Let go of grudges, they only weigh you down. Your character, not your anger, defines you. Live simply, love deeply, and grow daily. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Keep practicing these tools, and let's make inner peace our legacy. Until next time, stay strong and stay kind.